my name's Ashley Van Dievender. This will be my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. Okay, I will be doing my persuasive speech on childhood obesity. 33% of America is classified as obese. Even worse, 17% of them are children and adolescents from the ages of 2 to 19. I know that the economic state is bad, and parents are having to work 2, sometimes 3 jobs to provide for their families, so they don't get home at 5 anymore. But we have to do something now, otherwise the results will be disastrous. My dad recently lost 50 pounds, and the reason that he lost 50 pounds is because he was overweight and he has diabetes. So when I asked my dad why he chose to lose 50 pounds and why his eating got so out of control, he said it was because he ate what his mother always fed him, which was greasy, fried Italian food. So what that taught me is we learn the eating habits that we're taught as children. Due to the overwhelming epidemic of childhood obesity, my generation is the first generation to be predicted not to outlive their parents. My uncle passed away on September 11th. That was something that we can't control, but we can control this. I want to talk about childhood obesity as an economic problem, as a social problem, as a health problem, and finally what we as adults can do to change it. I know, like I said, that times are hard. The economic state is terrible. Parents are not getting a home at 5 o'clock anymore. It's difficult to have the time to prepare a healthy meal for your child. However, over the past 12 years, 101.5 million patients were diagnosed as obese, children diagnosed as obese. That leads me to believe that over the next year, 9.29 million children will be diagnosed as obese. How does that affect you as a taxpayer? We're talking about the economy. That's billions of dollars per taxpayer because of reduced labor in hospitals. The more children that have to be cared for, the more it costs the taxpayer. It would be far less expensive to take 10 minutes in the morning. If your kid is home alone and they have to heat something up, make it a healthy meal. It will cost you way less money in the long run, I promise. Now I want to talk about we've talked about the economic implications. I would like to talk about obesity as a social issue. Children who are diagnosed as obese have social and psychological problems that they carry with them into adulthood. Some of the most obvious ones are low self-esteem, and kids get discriminated against in school because they get made fun of for being fat. They did a study at the University of Dentistry of New Jersey and found that children who are classified as obese are more likely to smoke and drink. They're also more likely to be depressed. 750,000 teens in the United States of America are diagnosed with depression. Depression is the leading cause for suicide, and suicide is the third leading cause for teens is the third leading cause of death for teens in the United States of America. That is a lot of kids who are taking their own lives because they're depressed, all because of their eating habits or because they can't control their weight. I would like to also talk about the health implications. This is the most obvious in my opinion. Children who are obese are going to have or be at risk for more health issues than the average child. Children who are diagnosed as obese are at risk for type 2 diabetes. They're also at risk for breathing problems, such as sleep apnea and asthma. They're at risk for high blood pressure and high cholesterol, which are 2 of the leading causes of heart attacks. And they're also at risk for fatty liver disease and gallstones. Like I stated in the beginning, due to the overwhelming number of children who are being diagnosed as obese, our generation is predicted not to outlive our parents. That's insane. Children are supposed to outlive their parents. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the implications of our choices as adults. Like I said, my father has had to make a huge lifestyle change. He was diagnosed with diabetes about 7 years ago, and the doctor told him if he did not lose weight, this could become a life-threatening situation for him. And he learned his eating habits from his parents. I learned my eating habits, unfortunately, from my father. I have struggled to make good choices as an adult because I learned bad eating habits as a child. We as adults can make a difference. We can teach our children how to make good choices. It's not easy, but we can replace bad foods, bad snacks, with good snacks. Strawberries, fruit, things that taste good that our kids will want to eat. Childhood obesity is a fast-growing epidemic, and if we don't do something now, the implications will change the lives of our children. They may not live to be adults. Intermountain Healthcare states that kids who eat 3 balanced meals a day do better in school. The high school I went to, Ramsey High School, serves their students 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch. That's 2 meals a day, 5 days a week, 10 months out of the year that we could guarantee that our kids are eating well. That would make a huge difference. Let's get more exercise programs started, like Girls on the Run. It's a safe place where kids can learn how to be fit in a safe environment and it can teach them how to deal with other kids socially. And it works on their self-esteem. Finally, let's teach our kids to be healthy. Teach them how to make the right choices. Teach them how to eat well and be fit and exercise and play sports and go outside. Maybe the changes we make won't only affect our children. Maybe they'll affect our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. There are so many things in the world today that we cannot change. So let's take control of something that we can.